Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, the chin pet. Oh my god. Oh my god. My skilling pet streak is over. Oh my god. Chin pet. Oh my god. Oh my god. Wow, I got the baby Chinchompa pet at 82 Hunter, which is extremely lucky. A lot of people go way past 99 trying to get this, and I got it very early. And this is a very important pet to get early because there's actually two hunter pets. There's the herbivore pet, and now because I can do those for 99 hunter, I'll actually have a fair chance at getting both hunter pets for 99, which is really, really good. I've actually never had great luck with skilling pets. I got 99 thieving and woodcutting without getting the pet. Also 99 farming, which is a pretty rare one, so I can't complain there. Also 99 fishing. I did get the heron pet, which is pretty good. I got no pets from mining, agility, or runecrafting yet, so that's not great. Also didn't get the phoenix pet from 99 fire making at winter tots, so overall before getting the baby Chinchompa, my skilling pet luck was below average. Now I would say it's about average. I've actually been doing a lot of skilling recently. You guys who've been around the channel for a long time might know that I'm not a huge fan of skilling, but I'll do it when there's a good reason to. I don't really mind it in cases like that. So I've actually been doing a lot for 2200 total, which I'll probably talk about more in a video. I've been meaning to make a skilling video for maybe like the past 2 years, and I just really have never gotten around to it because it's going to be a lot of pictures to find and all that. But it'll be worth it when I actually get the chance. Maybe when I get 2200 total, that's when I'll finally make it. And of course, I'll be making a lot of 2200 total PKing videos because those worlds are not going to be safe once I get that level. Before I start herbivore though, I do want to get a herb sack from Slayer because I was a dummy and I didn't get one before I got 99. I need about 400 more points. I've been doing a lot of Slayer recently. I started with like 10 points, so that's going to take a little bit more time, but I'm doing Duradel so I get more pet chances along the way with all the boss tasks and such, so that shouldn't take too much longer. And no, I don't think I'll go for the gold Chinchompa because if you make it gold, which is a 1 in 10,000 chance, you're not going to want to revert it, so you're basically not going to have access to the other colors again, which I actually like all the other colors a lot. I don't really think the gold is anything special. Oh, and if you're wondering, my total pet collection now is up to 16, I believe. Yeah, 16. So pretty lucky now. Still going for that 4th God Wars pet. I actually do have an Aviances task right now, 242 of them, which I got from Duradel. So who knows, maybe by the time this video is almost ready, I will have that pet, but probably not, but we'll see. Thank you guys so much for 14,000 subscribers. That's really insane. I've actually been getting a lot of subscribers recently, up to 14,070 now, just a day after reaching 14,000. Never thought we'd make it this far, but now I know that the sky is the limit, so hopefully we'll get to 15,000 pretty soon. So I made a post in the community tab the other day, which kind of got a lot of attention. I said we need new bosses that aren't instanced and aren't Slayer or solo only. King Black Dragon, God Wars Dungeon, and the Wilderness bosses are among the most popular bosses in the game, and we never get anything like them anymore. Every new boss feels like an instant simulation now. Anyone else agree? And a lot of you guys actually did. Basically, my point in making this was that it feels like every boss we get in the game now kind of follows the same formula. It's in an instance, it has its own little area, it doesn't just exist somewhere on the map, you can only fight it by yourself or on a Slayer task. It really doesn't follow the traditional old school RuneScape bossing formula, like bosses where God Wars Dungeon, you can just go show up somewhere on the map and the boss is there and you can fight it with your friends and have fun. Every boss has to be solo or Slayer or just follow the same boring formula over and over. So as we look at some old Bandos footage I found from 2015 on my external hard drive, I want to explain the reasoning I think Jagex has been making bosses in this boring way really for the last few years. So the reason I think is because they're trying to cater to Iron Men. Now I'm not trying to pick on Iron Men here, I'm just trying to explain some of my reasoning as to why I think Jagex does this, because if you think about it, Iron Man can't do bosses in groups, obviously, because, you know, if other people do damage, they won't get the kill. Other than raids, that's a little bit of an exception, but you know what I mean. And also, Iron Man could be crashed easily, so with those two factors in mind, every boss recently has been in an instance, and many of them have been solo only, such as the Hydra is a perfect example. So I feel like Jagex is trying to overly cater to Iron Man and make the game mode very suitable for them. And this is really against the whole point of the Iron Man mode in my opinion, so it actually makes the Iron Man experience worse because the idea with old school RuneScape is that it's a heavily multiplayer based game. Everything is involved with trading or cooperation with other players, The cool thing about the Iron Man mode is it really flips all that on its head, and it forces you to play a multiplayer game basically by yourself, which is really, really interesting. But now, if every update is making it easier to do things by yourself, then the appeal and the challenge of the Iron Man mode is gone. So it's really just not a good idea no matter how you look at it. To just give a fun hypothetical, think of the Swampletic series by Settled. Imagine if they just gave him a rune crossbow, if they added a level 1 hunter training method, a level 1 slayer training method that you could all do in Mauritania. It would kind of take the challenge away from the series because the restrictions are what makes it so much fun. The solution is obviously to go back to the old formula of bosses like the God Wars dungeon. Think of how awesome the God Wars dungeon is and how popular it still is today, even after 12 years I think it's been. Really everything about it is great. The setting is great. It's not an instance. It's a little area that's kind of on its own. And even the lore of it is very good. I mean, it's a frozen dungeon from thousands of years ago, and all these guys in here have been frozen, and now they're unfrozen and they're still fighting. And you kind of just go here and explore and fight these really powerful bosses with your friends. It's really an awesome experience. But new bosses, you're just kind of entering a portal and you're killing them 50 times an hour and you're getting all these alchable drops. It's so boring. That's why I like these old bosses the best. Not to even bring up the point of these new bosses have way too many alchable drops, and we should be going back to a system of large rare drops rather than consistent alchable drops. While we're on the topic, it's worth bringing up some people had some really good points. World event bosses, that would be freaking awesome. New mini games and maybe bring back some old ones. A Tazar group bossing waves, that would be awesome. Kind of like how at the end of the fight pits, monsters start appearing. Bring back Fist of Gothics, hell yes. I'm almost wanting to say that in every video. Soul Wars, hell yeah, bring that back. It's really time to start focusing on multiplayer updates for the benefit of normal players and Iron Man. I'm definitely not the only person who thinks this way, by the way, because a lot of people supported this idea on Twitter, and don't even listen to me, listen to everyone else saying the same thing. Regardless of who said it first. Can we stop adding non-stop instant bosses? This is from Sick Nerd. It makes the game feel less like an MMO, and it doesn't end here either. The next boss plan is the Gauntlet, which is, guess what? Instanced. And he actually says, well, maybe we could have some big group content like Next. That would be pretty cool. If you asked me a few years ago, I wouldn't like Next, but now I would definitely want Next just because it would be so refreshing compared to what we've been getting. Also, this guy had a pretty good point on Twitter, Merrick. He said, it's an MMO, but every boss is instanced. That's actually a really good point. MMO stands for Massive Multiplayer Online Game. That describes a game with a huge landscape and you're playing multiplayer, but not by yourself or in a little tiny instance room. So it's no secret that in 2019, most people consider the account security system in old school RuneScape to be quite outdated. We've talked about that before on the channel. And yet another person was hacked recently. This is an Iron Man with very good stats actually, and he was hacked when he was raiding, I believe, and he lost basically all of his good gear, and he got rid of the rest, and I think he's quitting. And this got people upset because a lot of people have been hacked recently. So there's a guy called Thanks on Twitter who basically was angry with Jagex support because apparently they didn't really do much for this guy who was hacked. And, you know, sometimes they might just tell people, oh, you got to secure your account better or something along those lines. So this guy who was a player moderator basically was upset with Jagex support about that. And in response, Jagex support removed his player moderator. To say the least, this was a very controversial decision to remove his player moderator status because it seemed like he was really just sticking up for the guy who had gotten hacked and saying, hey, maybe it's not his fault, maybe it's the fault of the account security system being very bad. And a lot of people actually backed this guy up. So this is Ayeza on Twitter, who is a former Jagex moderator. He said, really sad to see this happen. Thanks was a genuinely helpful player mod, and it sucks to see it revoked just because he spoke the truth. This is a former Jagex moderator saying the guy who lost his PMod status was losing it because he spoke the truth. That's some big words there. Also, Zulu had a pretty good point here. It bugs me to see that the response to players who are genuinely caring about account security are being called aggressive for caring, as Thanks was called in this little letter here. So yeah, I actually agree with these people. I think he should not have lost his player moderator status. Instead of blaming the players, let's fix the account security system on old school. Now, I'm not sure if it would have made a difference in this case because I don't know exactly how that guy was hacked, but the main thing that everyone wants to fix the account security system or at least to improve it greatly, would be an Authenticator Delay to give you some time to recover your account before a hacker has access to it. And this was actually mentioned by Jagex in a little dev blog here. They said that we know that elements of the community hold strong views regarding account security and recovery, including concerns involving an Authenticator Delay. I like how they put it in half quotes as if they hardly know what we're talking about. Please be assured that we are not ignoring this. These issues will be discussed in the next blog. Well, it's been 18 days since this blog came out, and we're still waiting for the blog about the Authenticator Delay. Why is it taking so long? I know that it would take time to actually code the Authenticator Delay, but people have been asking for it since 2016. The blog itself should only take a couple minutes to actually write. Here, I'll actually write my own version right now. Dev blog. We are adding an optional Authenticator delay feature. Sorry we didn't add it sooner. Thank you. That's all it would take. On Monday, Jagex did post that understandably you're keen to hear us talk about account security. We expect to be able to cover more on that later this week. We appreciate your patience. I understand Jagex has a tough job and they do want to keep all of our accounts secure, but I really do think it's time that we have the Authenticator Delay as soon as it could be added. So yeah, I guess this video kind of turned out to be a big rant on a couple things, but I'm very curious to know your opinions on all this stuff. Maybe I have no idea what I'm talking about. Should we have more multiplayer, non-instance bosses? Should we have an Authenticator Delay for account security? And should the player moderator have lost his status, or should he have been allowed to keep it? Obviously, I had to paraphrase a lot of what was shown in this video, so I'll link all those tweets and things in the description so you guys can read them and decide for yourselves. It is true that people do need to maximize the account security features that we already have in the game, so I actually have a video on that very topic, and I'll put that in the end screen. Please like the video if you enjoyed. That really helps out the channel and gets this video sent out to more people, which is really awesome. You guys have been amazing with the support recently. You can also subscribe and turn on notifications if you enjoyed this video. I typically upload RuneScape videos every Tuesday. You're welcome to join my clan chat in-game, AndrewAJT62, just my general discussion, PvP, PvM, hangout, anything goes type of clan chat. You can also join our Discord down below. Follow me on Twitter for more videos and pictures of Onesie, and I'll follow you back. You can follow me on Twitch down below. Lastly, if you want to support the channel even further, you can check out my Patreon page where I offer various benefits for different levels of support. Thank you all so much for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys next week.